still live at home, or their mothers, their parents, it's usually the mothers, are way over involved in sending emails to, people asking them why their kids' grades at B minus.
You're kidding.
I don't even do that for.
No, I'm not even allowed, and I'm not allowed to respond either.
Wow. We are on. I
Really?
don't even
Oh,
do that
wow.
for
Well, I'm not.
high school hardly. Like
Yeah, it's a lot.
in fact, I have to register him.
So I have a friend who works in payroll at UNH and has had people come in to register for their student job and had their mom with them to give them their social security card.
Yeah,
Like there's a problem.
I took myself to school.
yeah,
me
My dad needed the truck back by Monday.
that's how I'm hoping he is.
Wow.
But I don't know, different times, different people.
Yeah.
Almost.
Different
I know, Mr. Clerk. There's a bunch that you don't need to sign because they have cushions in them, but maybe a third of the way through.
No. Well,
I'm going to bring up an incidental motion, Ms. Chairwoman, related to something you approved at last meeting for Mr. Bullock.
Okay, fantastic.
Yeah.
the tires?
Yes.
Oh, I saw you right here for them, oh.
Those tires are bald.
All right, it is 6 o'clock on Monday, August 5th, 2024, in the town of Lee. We're going to call the meeting to order and start with public comment. If anybody has a public comment, please come to the podium, state your name and your address, limit your comments to 3 minutes, and address the board. Any takers tonight? Appointments? None. Great. Regular business. Mr. Town Administrator.
Yes. First, my apologies for not having a final budget expenditure for the year that is closed this evening for you. Unfortunately, I was not able to work that out with our MRI representative. She is meeting with me tomorrow morning to finalize the budget. You will see a number of the corrections that have been discussed, taken care of, pretty much all of them. Got most of them taken care of now. Because we're using the actual financial program to do the budgeting, in years past, we did not necessarily use Tyler to do the budgeting. We put the budget in Tyler and then used customized Excel spreadsheets that could be easily manipulated, and with the new system that is not the case, and it's set up like that somewhat intentionally to keep the town administrator or the bookkeeper or other people from changing things to make them look the way the board wanted them or somebody else wanted them. It's a more secure system, but it's a little more cumbersome. I've also talked with MRI. One of the reasons I didn't push to have her come in earlier is I'm trying to limit their exposure and expenditure to once a month for this year. We were significantly over budget the last year, and am working to keep that fully contained and under budget going forward. Banking updates, I met with TD Bank Representative Keith Pike again on Friday. He provided me with all the paperwork that we needed, the treasurer and the assistant treasurer, vice treasurer to sign to make the banking switch. I've got half of that completed. Ben signed his half this morning, and I need to chase down Mr. Verano to get his signatures on the other half, and then we will move forward with the rollover, which I think is going to have significant benefits for the town, some of which I've discussed with the board previously. First ABC meeting is coming up. There were a couple of things that need to be sort of taken care of as housekeeping on that. Probably the most urgent one for the board to deal with is Mr. Benson tendering a resignation from the budget committee because you can't be an at-large member as a selectman, and Mr. Bugby is the selectman's representative to the ABC.
That is incorrect.
Oh, okay, I thought you had agreed to do that when we were.
Yeah, whatever. Like
Yeah, I
I'm
thought
fine
you
with stepping
agreed to
down.
that,
I'm
too.
fine with staying on the committee. Like
I'm not the
whatever
selectman's rep.
is like.
I can be, but I'm also elected that position as well.
Right, which,
That doesn't mean I get 2 votes either, so.
no.
Wait, I'm sorry, so, but Dave's elected that position too, but he can't also be?
Well, because then just ethically, all 3 of us are on the budget committee. So what do we do?
So
Well,
the select board should have one representative from the select board to the ABC.
So this is like like at least I view it, like maneuvering to.
One of you should decide who wants to be the representative from the select board, and there shouldn't be an at-large elected member that's
Okay.
not the selectman's representative on the board.
Okay.
So I'm fine with whatever, like whatever's ethical.
I don't know, I actually am a little concerned about the process that the ABC goes through and the fact that the select board in the past has all gone to every single ABC meeting except for the ones
Yeah.
where they kind of discuss
Mhm.
their opinions in private. It kind of feels like it defeats the purpose of the ABC. Like, shouldn't they be really doing the dirty work and the hard work and then bringing their thing and the select board agreeing with them?
I think it's because it's an ABC. If you have an MBC, which has some very definite structure to it, typically the select board would prepare their budget and then turn it over to the MBC. The MBC would decide whether they liked it or not. They're free to create their own budget, free and clear of the select board's budget. Typically, most MBCs would take the select board's budget and tweak it as they saw fit and then return it to the select board. There's no teeth in the ABC adopting structure, really.
I mean, I feel like we should give them, I feel like they should take on more teeth then, I guess. It kind of seems silly for
Yeah.
the town to, like, vote them in and then they really don't do anything. They said present and then we just rip it apart anyway.
And the other housekeeping thing I wanted to mention, on this year's past ballot, there were 2 ABC positions available. Pat Barber was the only candidate who put her name in for those 2 positions. Pat got some votes and is happy to stay on the ABC. There were a number of write-ins who, well, there was some silly stuff like.
Oh, yeah,
But
totally.
there were actually 2 people, I think one of them got 1 write-in and one of them got 2. The one that got 2 was Ms. Waits, who is not
Right,
interested,
I spoke to her today, she's not.
in accepting the write-ins,
Is the
so.
other person interested?
We didn't, that's the only one that you can go to, is the one that had the most write-ins.
So it's up to the budget committee can appoint members, but technically the budget committee would need to appoint 2 members if we are down to.
I mean, I'm like, just brainstorming, I'm fine with like temporarily holding in place. Like, part of the problem too is, like, nobody participates in general. And we've discussed this, like, I wanna do what's ethical, but at the same time, like, I wanna see things move forward.
I think you should really try to find someone to replace you. It's not
Yeah.
gonna be considered appropriate to even
Yeah, I
temporarily
agree.
hold it as a select board member. That's fairly clear from the secretary's.
Have we put in the crier? That's on the list of things that we
No.
need to
This
put.
was-
And I think we have a comment too.
Yes. Mr. Chapin?
John Tappan, Stepping Stones Road. I think there's 2 questions. One that you seem to be discussing is about whether or not you should be voting members of the ABC. But the other question is about just attending the meetings. And from my observation of what goes on at ABC meetings, it seems to me that it's very important for the select board to hear the opinions, the arguments, the reasoning from town department heads and other organizations when they're making their case for why their budget is what it is. And if select board members don't even attend, they don't hear that.
Now, just to ponder it for you, like, so do you think, so you're saying that you think the select board member should attend all the ABC meetings? Should we have like ABC meetings and select board meetings together? Like, what's your proposal? Like, what are you thinking?
What has been done before is that the ABC committee was all there and the select board was all there at the meeting. But then when they came to the special meetings at which the ABC had their own discussion and made their decisions,
Yeah,
that was
the select
ABC
board wasn't
only,
there.
and the select board
Yeah.
was not there. And that's where the independent opinion of the ABC comes in.
That's,
But if the select board has never attended any of those meetings, you get the recommendation from
My
the ABC, but you
impression
don't.
is the select board has been at all the in some way, shape, or form, the select board is in it all day.
The format that Lee uses streamlines the process. For the municipal budget committee process, having done this for 25 years, what typically happens with a municipal budget committee town is department heads come and present their budgets to the select board. The select board listens to their rationale for the budget. The select board decides whether to approve it or not, hands it off to the budget committee, and then the budget committee invites all the department heads back to budget committee meetings to present their rationale.
And the board, and the department heads would rather not do two
Right, the
sets.
department heads
Suggesting that
like
we
the
do that.
streamlined approach that
Yeah.
Mr. Tappan is
Suggesting, yeah.
espousing.
We changed it many years ago, because it used to be they did presentations to this group plus the ABC.
Yeah,
And we
like
combined the two.
Like, I wanna do what's efficient, and I wanna do what's ethical, but, like, I wanna make sure the jobs are covered too. And, you know, people don't participate, is my impression.
We should really find two
Yeah.
additional
That's ideal.
ABC members.
Put them in the lead cry, you're looking for volunteers, and also if anybody has anybody that thinks would be good. So,
Under miscellaneous, I have just a general item and then a very specific one. I'm going to be meeting with Denise the last couple of years have been, we've had town clerk change, we've had finance director change, we've changed the budget software, it's been sort of a flurry, and I want to focus on some administrative goals and projects that need to get accomplished moving forward that are not just taking care of business in town. So I'm going to be working with Denise and department heads as to what some of those might be. Chief among them, to my mind, is the digitization process that we've been talking about. I'm probably going to come back to the board and ask if they would consider floating a warrant article to cover the costs and get an estimate of what costs would be. We have a new scanner, a new copier system that is quite capable of handling much of the work
Is that
that needs to be done.
what's already been done, or?
All that's really been done at this point,
Stratford's been done?
Yeah.
She's laughing.
Stratford Regional Planning did a meager amount of our planning records for us under a project that we did last year. Since Taylor Short has been the bookkeeper, we have been scanning personnel records, finance, all our invoices are scanned online now, time cards are scanned online, payroll details are scanned online. So moving forward, I think that's an easy process to expand. Just working with some of the other department heads and what they are comfortable having digitized. What I'm looking at is probably a significant cost amount at taking some of the records that we have in storage. Storage space is at a premium. File cabinets are expensive, and some of this stuff we have to keep in perpetuity. New Hampshire state law allows us to keep it as they have several formats that are accepted, ranging from PDF, JPEG to more secure items. But we have the ability to do that, and I think it would make sense. And in fact, I've talked with town managers and town administrators in towns our size to quite a bit larger that have done this and realized some savings in other areas too. One of the things we've done along those lines is Taylor has we've moved from paying all our bills in paper. We still print the check slip as a record, but we're paying probably 3/4 to 80% of our bills on online accounts now, and that's certainly streamlining that to some extent.
What is she doing with the paper copies of it?
Right now, we are filing them and saving them and putting them in bankers boxes, and at some point, somebody from DPW and myself will drag them over here and stick them in the records retention room in the corner, which is about 75% full. The specific item I had, Mr. Bullock came to you at the last meeting looking for permission to purchase new loader tires from the Highway Equipment Capital Reserve Fund. When they came to install the new tires, they determined that the flanges and some other hardware that hold the rubber in place on the rims were long past their useful life and actually were imposing a danger and needed to be replaced. So there was an additional $1,307.24 that was incurred in expense to get the tires on the actual loader. And Steve would very much like to take that out of the Highway Equipment Capital Reserve Fund if the board is so willing. And that is a copy of the invoice and the motion.
Sounds great. All right, let's see. Move to grant the Public Works Director permission to pay $1,307.24 out of the Highway Equipment Capital Reserve Fund for the new parts from Milton Cat need to install the new tires on the loader.
Source of funds was,
The Highway Equipment Capital Reserve Fund.
all right, a second, but discussion, can we
Yes,
have the
of course.
trustees take a look at it, make sure it's okay? I assume it's a capital expense, but
Yeah, is highway funds for, like, it's a skid steer loader?
Steve had requested that I make the request because it was incidental to the tire purchase and installation.
Mr. Chapman wants to see that.
Which
Oh,
was initially
no,
no.
2,000. Oh, okay.
I thought you were asking for my opinion.
I was.
He-
Was-
I don't know if you need to see
it.
So, the highway loader tires have been in the CIP for many years. It was actually a duplex item. There was loader tires and paint. It's been in there at $20,000 for many years. And loader tires and the rims, they last so long that they are obviously a capital expense.
I just wanted to make sure you wouldn't consider them a maintenance issue.
If you start having to replace them every year or so.
Okay.
This is like,
I wanted to
I
check.
think my understanding is he's like gone through the
These are the original
These-
tires that were on the loader. when
Yeah,
you got it,
these
so-
are, I don't know, a couple decades or more,
Yes.
so.
I believe 23 years was the number that they threw out there.
Yeah, like he's extended the life, he's done a good job of extending the life.
Okay, any other discussion?
I'll say.
All right, all those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Do you guys need to sign something?
No, just as long as you make the motion. And Denise actually managed to beat them down on the cost by a significant amount this afternoon.
Ooh. Yes.
Okay, well then, just,
Denise Guido.
okay, anything else under miscellaneous?
I have nothing else. Anyone have
Okay.
something for me?
I have questions under number one under your thing, Andy, if you get a minute. And thank you very much for answering the questions that I gave you the last time. I have a few more. Under the police budget,
Yep.
why is the lieutenant's salary way less than what we budgeted?
Because the lieutenant, I believe, moved to Brentwood, but that's one of the things that I'm going through. No, Liberty is the lieutenant.
Yeah.
Yes.
One of the items that I'm going through with Brenda, you'll notice there are several of those in the police department, and I believe there's still an odd one or two in the fire department as well, where the salary lines are not classified correctly.
Okay, so you're looking into that one. Okay. And you're still working on the DPW manager and the transfer station manager,
Yes.
changing those. And you're working on the ancillary expenses for the library?
We're gonna move the ancillary expenses, and the health insurance will even up,
Okay.
which is in my interest, obviously, because it will bring me back to within budget on
Yes.
my side.
Under the revenue side, how come we don't put a budget in for the property taxes? It skews the report significantly.
I will see if that's something I can correct with Brenda
Yeah, because you've got
as well.
zero estimated revenue from property taxes, which is, I would think, not correct.
It is not.
The other question I have is under pilots, payment in lieu of taxes. Durham did not pay their taxes for the pit. There's 6257 and there's no revenue associated. So that tells me from this report that they didn't pay their pilot.
Yeah, and they have paid their pilot because
Which one are we talking about? Not the solar?
Yes,
Yes.
Oh, they did, they paid it in April.
And I'm not sure why that is not showing in revenues because,
that needs to be fixed.
Oh.
yeah, I suspect it was misclassified because Denise and I actually had to track that down. The town clerk's office didn't have a record of receiving payment, and we did find the payment.
Okay, good. Same thing on rooms and meals, state grant. There's 400,000 budgeted and 0 came in. I don't think that's correct.
Nope, that is not correct.
So if you can tweak that. And cable access, cable franchise fees, we budgeted 50,000, like 31 came in. What's,
That was the case, and I did clarify that, and I'm not sure if that was a misestimate by myself
Okay.
on the front side, or, because it didn't go down drastically, it was about the same as it was in previous years,
Okay.
which was that 30,000.
well, if you could check and
Yep.
let me know. And also under, I suppose like something you're probably looking to move the amount voted from the fund balance of 20,000 for contingency. We haven't spent any of it, or we haven't used any of it, because it should be referenced how much ever we used.
Yeah, and we used very
I know
little of
we
it if we
used a
used
little
it.
bit.
But we did,
Yeah, I think there was one
So
payment.
that has to be tweaked a little bit.
And some of these I know I have already
Yeah.
given to them all right.
I just want to, because I figure some of them you're already working on, but I figure if you haven't, bring it to your attention, so, thank you.
Yep, I appreciate that, and as I said, Brenda and I are meeting tomorrow morning to go through this line by line.
Okay, great.
Anything else on the regular business? Consent agenda. Move to accept the consent agenda as presented.
Second,
Discussion?
no.
All right, all those in favor? Aye. Very excited there's so many people volunteering. That's, yeah.
For the
They're-
fair?
No, there's not a fair, we have some ag commission, league readers.
People, yeah, I tell you what, league readers, like, I'm the select board representative for the league readers. They're the first ones that adapted SharePoint. Warms my heart.
Any submissions for volunteer of the year? Nothing. They get to the end of the month, right?
I think I said August 23rd.
See, now these are all out of order.
It doesn't matter.
That's okay.
Denise will fix
Denise
them.
will fix that.
There's a minute.
She appreciates it.
She'll fix them while she's throwing darts. Have your picture on the
Yeah,
wall in her
she will
office.
curse you and she may or may not, it may or may not stick.
Oh, yes. Do you need a signature to,
Just date and.
Just date. apply? Did
You and I
you?
make no qualms that I'm terrible at paperwork. You have to watch this. And I steal pens.
All right, I already signed that one.
Yeah.
That was, that's good.
That's why I lament all these, whatever they are, out of order. Or you're gonna lament all this paperwork out of order.
Yeah, they're all screwed up.
Okay.
It's all out of order.
Sure, those ones are all done.
Okay, those are all done, these are all done.
They're all messed up, but they're all done.
Okay.
I think yours as well.
I signed right, I signed there, like, signed the one spot that's there.
This manifest. Oh, one thing I should have mentioned under miscellaneous is the community power. I sent that
Oh, yeah.
email today, but that is moving forward rapidly, and I'll have more information for you.
Now, like, my question is, as a select board member, how many of those community power, like, I went to one of the first ones, I think, like a longer one, and I quickly realized that it was like for a different town, but it was informative. Like, they talked about the rates and they talked about different things. Like, how many should I show up for?
We're only going to have one general public information session. That will be August 28th, which is a Wednesday at 6 o'clock in this building. And that will be the public information session for Lee. And I will be publicizing it, as you saw from the email, I think that I sent today. They're sending yard signs, banners, mailers. They're also doing a mailing to everyone in town. That'll go out on August 19th, explaining how the program works.
Is it downstairs?
I believe it is downstairs.
Because it's too small.
I'm not in charge of the
Nice
reservations.
people show up.
That's true.
3 show up, this room's fine.
Yeah, that's true.
100 show up.
Thank you,
meet
all three of you,
downstairs.
for being
Yeah.
here.
I think it's up here because
You wanted a camera?
planning board has a meeting downstairs.
What time is it on Wednesday?
6 o'clock.
Okay, let me
So-
erase my calendar.
What's our contingency if 100 people show up? Because this room only fits 87 or something?
Yeah,
We
'cause
can-
then there's
we can
the,
switch
like,
with
fire-
We can switch with Karen if we need to. And I will prep the planning board for the potential need to switch.
And they don't start till 7,
Right.
so,
What time is the cleaning
Six.
house? Yeah, 6
so
o'clock.
if Karen shows up and we're all down there, we'll know.
And the planning board should be at this meeting.
That's right, they should.
Everybody should come, it's very good. Okay, any updates on old business?
I have none.
Okay, new business? Do you have anything you'd like to add?
The pump house is almost done, the little well house. They gotta put the roof on and that'll be fixed.
Great. Okay, is it still just, A?
It is not. It should be A, C, and L.
Oh my goodness.
Okay. Big one. All right, then I move to enter a non-public session, New Hampshire RSA 91-A:3, Roman numeral 2, A, C, and L.
Second,
Mr. Bugby?
yes.
Mr. Benson?
Second.
Yes.
Third
Yes.
motion.
Yes.
Aye.
Aye. Ms. Southern? Yes.
I need to talk to you about legal before we invite folks in, if I could.
Okay.
the Lee train station?
Where was it?
Oh, where was it?
Where was that one? I don't
Well,
remember.
the train, the railroad tracks were on Route 125 was originally railroad tracks.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Before it was a highway.
I lived in, James Farm Road, and once in a while I hear trains, it's like, where?
That's
where are
that's
they?
from Durham.
Oh, from UNH.
Yeah, UNH.
Got it, got it.
Oh, is this the one that got moved?
No, I think that one was torn down and destroyed. It was the freight depot,
Oh.
Yeah,
was,
Freight Depot.
which I think was on the other side of the tracks, which is now the historical.
That is such a cute building. There's one like that, well, it's not cute anymore, but
So
there's one in Claremont.
the person that knows about the trains is Randy Stevens, and I believe he's written a book.
Yes.
Oh, wow.
And I think it's probably available, I'm sure it's available in the library, but he's very knowledgeable, and I think he was instrumental in, along with the Historical Society, putting these pictures up, but 125 was originally train
Oh, wow.
tracks.
And that spanned all the way from here, all the way down to Epping?
I don't know the extent of it, but, I mean, train was the way people got around, so
Sure.
it was extensive.
It was all the way down in Massachusetts.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah, because 125 goes,
And this was down
Yeah.
at where 152 crosses?
I think so.
Yeah.
But yeah, certainly the library has it, and Randy Stevens is very knowledgeable about that. That's a good question. I actually should say that on a date and a location. That would be helpful.
Does it have pictures of the freight depot?
I don't think so.
The museum building used to be the freight depot.
Oh,
It was on
really?
the other side of the tracks from that. And if you've been in it, now it has 2 floors. But of course, when it was a freight depot, it didn't have a second floor. It was just open 1 story. And it was elevated just like it is now. It had a loading dock like it has now.
Georgia.
Um,
Thank you.
So this picture closest to the door, it says Pendergast Train, Pendergast Crossing, Lee. I've never heard that name
The
used.
crossing?
Pendergast.
Yeah.
I mean, I've heard that word as somebody's name, but as a location in town, I've never heard that.
Is that a road?
Well, I guess it would be, it could be, and that's where the train was crossing.
Just a farm or a...
Could be, yeah, it could be somebody's farm.
Those are one, Denise, those are one of the things that, the cost of them is something that people often forget when they think about a new building.
Yeah,
And then you gotta buy the cheapest you can find.
I know, right? Yeah, these are pretty cheapy. They're so expensive to buy
Yes,
window
it
treatments.
is,
Wow.
yeah. Yeah, it's many thousands of dollars.
I know. And then they don't last. I don't think there should be two.
Many years ago, I had a temporary job at UNH. And it was in Thompson Hall just after they'd renovated it,
Yeah.
but they hadn't purchased any window dressing.
Oh, really?
And for this temporary position, I was given a corner office
Really?
on the southwest corner
Oh,
Oh.
with these huge windows that, the ceilings are really high, and these huge high windows. And it was doing computer work.
Oh.
And I got several pieces of foam core board, and I made a little house over my computer so I could be inside the house, because by the afternoon when the sun came around, I could not see the screen.
Oh my gosh.
So,
I don't know. People don't want these open, maybe. I don't know. They're all different heights. I hate that. That middle one is really heavy. Oh, look at that spider!
in between them.
Yeah. See how big it is? Ah!
Oh, you can see that, depending on the lighting, you can see the web really well.
Oh,
Certain
yeah?
lights,
Oh, yeah.
You have to move around
Oh,
to
yes.
see it. And you can see it's been eating well.
Oh, God. Come on, maybe this one's broken. Look at him. No! I don't think he can. I know. I'm thinking this one might be broken.
Sometimes those,
Oh, there we go.
when you already know, they can be really hard to set.
Wow.
Oh, there are more train pictures, John. There's, something back here, the station for the Nashua and Rochester Railroad. And then there's something else back here, which is a South Sawmill. So I don't know that any of them are the historical.
Come on. Wow, these things.
these are passenger stations. You can see where it is, there's that. Whatever that building is, that's the business now.
Oh, yes, yeah.
Wow.
And then the freight depot is on the other side.
Yeah, so that's at 152.
All right. That one refuses to cooperate.
It sounded like it.
Jesus. I got them all even except for those two. Like.
Thank you folks very much.
Bye.
Bye Denise.
Bye.
Okay. Damn. Just looking for something specific. Oh, the seat, yeah. Right, well, the M is convenient that it matches up.
Things on different computers are organized in different ways, which is not a good thing.
Hmm.
So maybe I just went looking for it to see can I even find it. this. It has a bigger screen, but that only helps if you're sitting in the front row,
Yeah, because I've been,
because it goes down lower.
yeah, because I've been down
It
there
goes to the floor, and it's way over in the corner.
in occasional meeting, and sometimes it works, and other times
The projector
they can't
doesn't.
get it to work.
Yeah. I've used it, I've had problems with it. It's really for the fire department, they use it.
I mean, that's,
They have a bigger screen, it's a lower resolution than this projector.
because I'm sure they're gonna do a PowerPoint.
Yeah, the problem is it's over in the corner.
It's in the corner. Oh, right, it's not in the middle of the room, it's
Not in
to
the middle
one
of the room,
side.
it's way
Yeah,
over to the
yeah,
side,
yeah.
by that side entrance door.
Mm.
Right by that. But the room really, the ceiling isn't high enough.
Yeah. Just as a heads up. Denise, and I bought it from.
Oh, yeah, sure.
So there was discussion about where the community power program might be. I don't know, I've been to just a couple of programs downstairs where they've used the projector. Sometimes it's great, works just
I
fine.
know,
Other
that's fine.
times, people can't get it to work.
I know.
And it's, I don't think it's, the people doing the presentation were not people that didn't know what they were doing. They were trying all kinds of different things, and they just couldn't get it to work. So just, so you know about that, but as a heads up, that if the audio-visual, well, the visual doesn't work, then
Yeah.
kind of,
I don't think we're having, 80 or 90 people. That just doesn't
I wouldn't think so. But,
seem. Yeah, I think we'll be fine up here.
yeah, because this is reliable.
Yeah.
And the lighting is not great in the room, but oh well. But downstairs, it just seems like sometimes it works and sometimes it doesn't, and you don't have just the right connections. I have no idea what those might be, but obviously they're gonna have a PowerPoint presentation and they're gonna put effort into it, so
Yep.
it didn't work, it would be a disaster.
Yes, we should be fine. But I will keep that in mind,
I
definitely.
mean, there's definitely more chairs, I see there's more.
Well, yeah, I guess
More
the
uncomfortable chairs over
maximum-
there.
The maximum downstairs is higher than up here,
Yeah,
that's what
yeah.
I was thinking of.
Yeah.
But, I bet money that we don't have that many people, but, I could be wrong, who knows? But I think we'll be fine.
Yeah, we had, so there was a PowerPoint presentation up here a while back. Maybe it was with the select board, and it was
Was it regarding,
reasonably well attended.
was it regarding the solar? The
I
community,
thought there was a community power.
community power, yeah, it was the other
Presentation
company, it was
here.
probably the other company.
Oh,
I
yes,
believe,
yes,
Yeah,
yes, it was.
yeah. You think there was more than 25, 30 people?
Well, it was reasonably well attended, but it wasn't packed by any means.
Wasn't packed.
I mean, it's more than usually comes to these meetings.
Yeah, right.
Which is almost nothing.
I'm trying to compare it to, like, what we've had some very crowded meetings up here before, and we still didn't go over capacity, so. Oh, yeah, that one was
And that was,
pretty
I mean,
good.
that was like standing room only, it was
That was a special occasion. Not your average
Right.
presentation for
Right.
a program. But, yeah, because obviously I wanted
I had a question.
He has a question.
Do you post the library trustees
Oh,
minutes?
different topic.
No, I don't post anything to the library.
Okay.
I just go in there and fix it. After you told me to keep an eye on it, I talked to Haley about it, and I think what she was doing is, I thought she was pushing it more than once. Well, today I went on there and looked, and there was 3 on for one day.
Yeah.
So I'm like, what is going on? So I deleted 2 of them and just left 1.
I had a problem when I went looking for their minutes.
Okay.
They posted minutes very quickly, but in July, they had a meeting on the 10th and on the 24th. And drafts are posted. The link for the 10th, you click on that, you get the minutes for the 10th. The one for the 24th, you click on that, you get the minutes for the 10th.
Oh, okay.
That was last week. I haven't tried looking this week to see if it's been corrected.
All right.
That's why I was asking you, it's just.
I don't, but I can let her know, yeah. Library minutes say,
So the link, the 24th of July, at least last week, it was going to the wrong place.
yeah. All right. Good to know.
This didn't make sense.
Like, 'cause row 5 is the first divert. So then this probably will be the last. We're gonna leave you.
Okay.
Good night.
Thanks, bye.
Bye.
I don't think it was you.
Well,
Oh, you're all by
like I
yourself.
did, like I looked it up and apparently I did everything right, but.
Yep,
Yes?
yeah, there's a sign
Not
there.
you.
In my line,
Everybody else?
Yes, drivers on the outside have to yield to the inside.
Yeah. Yeah, it's not
Yeah,
you.
so I was on the inside lane, like,
Wasn't
you know, this apparently, Tom said, like, with these trailers, if the dualies are on the back, like, the trailers drift inward anyway, so he's at fault because he left his lane. I stayed in my lane, It's annoying, like, I'm correct, but it still costs time and money.
You could have gone to the inner circle and avoided him. You could have done
The
that.
bricks.
Yeah, like I
Up
thought,
on the
like,
bricks.
it happened in slow motion, like I thought about stopping completely,
I'd had to do that.
and like.
This is being recorded. so
Yeah,
you
we're
don't
still,
wanna-
we're still.
In case you end up in legal action.
Okay, motion to seal the minutes from non-public.
Second,
All those in favor?
aye.
Aye.
Motion to adjourn.
Second,
All those in favor?
aye.
I'll kill the recording and you can go back to it.
Discussing your accident.
Yeah, yeah, it's like,
I am, it's an 8.
everything I did.